Goedenavond en welkom bij deze wel heel bijzondere Q&A met Lance Henriksen, een van onze eregasten van deze editie. Ik denk dat er heel weinig introductie voor nodig is. Jullie kennen hem allemaal uit Aliens, Terminator, 183 films of zoiets. Incroyable, meneer Lance Henriksen.
Voilà, donc ce soir nous accueillons Mr Lance HENRIKSEN qui est vraiment très connu. Je crois que comme mon collègue l'a dit, il a fait énormément de films en passant par Alien, Terminator, Near Dark et Millennium bien sûr. Mr Lance HENRIKSEN.
Un peu d'applaus. Donc vous pouvez poser des questions, u mag vragen stellen, er zal een micro rondgaan in de zaal. U mag die vragen stellen Nederlands, Frans, Engels, Duits, we zien wel en dan vertalen we wel. Just to get things started, Mr. Henriksen, first off, welcome in Belgium. Welcome here to our festival. I hope you're enjoying yourself.
I am. I really am. This is the best film festival I've ever been to, really. I've been all over the world with film festivals, but not that I was a guest or anything, but I would go. This is the best.
I guess one of the beers.
When I drink, everybody drinks. Go.
That's Belgium beer for you.
Anybody got a question?
They'll be on the stage in a minute.
Je suis un peu intimidé, je vais poser ma question en français, j'espère que vous comprenez, sinon de toute façon monsieur va
I'll
traduire.
translate, yeah.
En fait, j'ai admiré beaucoup de films que vous avez faits et aussi une série, Millennium. Et je voudrais savoir en fait quel... Il marche? Je n'entends pas là. Il est branché? Ok. Donc, et je voulais savoir quel souvenir vous tirez de cette série qui a été Millennium, qui était une série pour moi un peu culte. Quel souvenir vous en avez? Qu'est-ce que vous en avez retiré au niveau acteur? Parce que c'était quand même un peu différent, même si c'était toujours dans un style un petit peu créatif, machin. Enfin, je ne sais pas si je m'exprime bien. Qu'est-ce que vous en avez retiré au niveau... Qu'est-ce qui vous a plu dans cette série? Qu'est-ce qui vous a poussé à prendre ce rôle?
Millennium, this feels so strange. I can't see you guys. I feel like I'm on Broadway and I can't see your faces. But anyway, doing Millennium, the man I was playing was much more educated and much more intelligent than I am in my life. And after doing it for 3 years, and we did 23 shows a year, I started growing and growing, and I could feel it. And I started reading more, and I started becoming up to par with a character. So I felt really good. I never liked television because it was always too sanitized, and it was always too full of sort of the appropriate conclusion. And when I was over, I realized we need to make the movie. We really need to make the movie. And in that way, I'm going to do that movie. I know it's going to happen. But there's going to be something special about what I learned for 3 solid years. And, you know, and almost a marriage, because it was so hard, the work was so hard that it really took a lot out of everybody. There you go.
Hello. First of all, thank you very much for being here with us tonight. It's a real privilege. And I have a very quick question for you. First time that I ever saw you in the movie was in Terminator, actually. And it was a sci-fi movie. And ever since I had in mind you as an actor in sci-fi movies or roles or series in TV. At some point I read that you started your career in Broadway, and so I was wondering, how did you make that leap? Did it ever occur to you that you would become this sci-fi cult figure when you started your career, or how did this happen?
You know, that's thank you for that, by the way, but it's a very That's a I don't know which one's better. It's a great question. Nobody plans their future. You turn a corner one day and suddenly you're in another neighborhood and something happens. That's what happens in this industry. And if I was born a little earlier, I would have been in every Western that was made. By now, my career would be over and I would be driving an old Cadillac convertible with big horns on the hood, you know, and I'd be a cowboy. I had no idea what the future would hold, no idea at all. Am I answering that question?
The answer, yeah, it was actually if you knew that you're going to be a big star when you started at the Broadway.
No, nobody knows. I'm so surprised when I sit here and I'm talking about a career. I've done the IMDb is wrong. I've done about 175 movies. And I have 4 in the can right now that will be coming out sometime this year. And nobody knows what's going to happen. I mean, the president of Poland just went down in an airplane. That's a negative. Other people I know suddenly got these big jobs. You don't know. You don't know. I call it a kiss in the dark. What it really means is you don't know where it's coming from, you don't know who it's coming from, and you don't know really why until much later. It's like a kiss in the dark. That's what a career is. We don't do 9 to 5 around here. We don't, you know, and that's part of the deal.
Bonjour, en fait, je voudrais juste vous demander quel est votre film qui vous a le plus marqué dans toute votre carrière, en fait.
I'm going to make this up, okay? I'm going to make this up. My first movie was like Virginity. I had done a lot of plays, and I was on Broadway and off-Broadway and off-Broadway. And I was up at Minnesota doing a repertory, and up in Boston doing repertory. And then when I did my first movie, I did a scene with Pacino where I was an FBI agent and standing in the background, and they were going to have this black cop drive the limo to the airports so they could get on the plane and get away. And there was a moment where that character that Al is playing said, "No, I don't want him, I want him, because at least I know what I'm dealing with." That's the FBI, right? And I remember him searching me, and when he searched me, I was so into the role that I looked down at him and thought, if he makes eye contact with me, I'm going to crush him. I'm going to crush his head. I'll kill him. And it overwhelmed me. And it was unexpected. I didn't know how it had happened or why. And Sidney Lumet, after we shot that scene, said, "Lance, I don't know what you're doing, but keep doing it." And it was like an affirmation. It's not the success of a movie or the size of the part or what other people think of it. It's your own personal experience. That moment started my career. It started me believing that film was intimate and that people could see what you were doing because it only sees real thoughts and adrenaline. And that was the beginning of my career. That was my first movie.
Before we hand you over to our crowd to do some signatures, sign a lot of props probably, I just would like to thank you in the name of everybody for coming to our festival and for bringing us all those wonderful characters and wonderful movies, Mr. Henriksen.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
For being what you are.
Bye.